are 4x4 little canvas panels. And once these are dry, I'm going to put little magnets on the back of them, and they're going to be like little, it is already at the beach, Rennie. It is so already there. I cannot wait, because in the morning when I wake up, I will be at the beach. So anywho, we are going to make some super cute little happy hour magnets. And remember, I don't know if you saw what I posted. The Shattered Circle cups are on my website. Yes, they're on the Art Shattered website. Just search for Tumblr. Okay, so I posted a picture of all this sea glass that I have. So awesome and beautiful. And I'll tell you what I'm going to do. If you sprinkle, I will send on Monday when I get back, I will send somebody a handful of fun blue, white, pink, green sea glass. Okay, I'll just grab up a big old handful, put it in a bag, and send that out to somebody. We'll draw a name from everybody who sprinkles. Just sprinkle. Let people know we're here, what we're doing. We're over here having all the fun. And let me know. Come back here and let me know that you sprinkled. Yay! And we'll draw a name and we will send somebody a bunch of sea glass. So, all right. So that is what we're going to use to make our cute little magnets. And here's me practicing writing, because sometimes I can do good and sometimes I can't. So I kind of I pulled out some sea glass and sketched out a couple of things that I wanted to do. All right. So, and I also did a little test on one piece. This was like a white sea glass. Thank you, Charity. And I put a little bit of yellow paint on the back to see if it would work and tint it, because I want to make lemon drop martinis out of this set. And it looks so cute, don't it? So we're going to do 3 things. We're going to do 2 different magnets. We're going to do one that says cheers, and we're going to make little martinis. We're going to color our sea glass and on the back side and make little martinis out of this one. And on this one, thank you, Terry. On this one, we're going to do happy hour, and we're going to have a little drink of something in here, and we're going to have a little wine, and we're going to have a little martini, and I'm going to show you how to create these cute little magnets. I used to make these all the time. Thank you, Jill. I used to make little magnets all the time, birds, clothesline, bikinis, all kinds of cute little magnets. And when I actually had a store and a way to sell them. And so I thought, let me show these nice folks out there how they can make a few dollars. These are big sellers, and they're great for little Christmas presents, little stocking stuffers, that kind of stuff. You can sell the buku out of these things. All right. So I am just going to put one coat. I already put a couple of coats of white on here, but I'm going to put one more coat on because these are a little textury, and I want to be able to write on them. Thank you, Rita. I want to be able to draw and write on them. So I'm going to put one more quick coat of white on both of these little magnets. And if you are going to make these for yourself and then sell them or whatever, after you do a couple of coats of white, I would probably sell these for 12 bucks-ish, something like that. After you do a couple of coats of white, because we're using white and white only, straight out of the bottle, we are going to hit these with some clear coat, okay? I'm not going to do mine because I'm just going to keep mine for myself. But after you paint them white, you want to hit them with a light coat of non-yellowing polyurethane. Just a spray can. Just find a spray can of non-yellowing clear coat poly and just hit them with that so that they don't yellow up. Okay, so don't forget that because this is straight white. All right, now let's go ahead and get started. So I'm gonna go ahead and just do a quick little one more coat. So this will make 3 coats because of the texture, really. And what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna put like a little nickel-sized or dime-sized drop of paint on both of those. And we're just gonna paint that, just a fresh coat. And it does help fill in some of that texture. And these are super textured. And so it kind of sometimes will make it hard to use a pen on these little canvases. So I'll always try to put like multiple coats, so it makes it easier to write on. So let's just get a coat on that again. And get it covered real nice. And then I'm gonna hit these real quick with a little, yay, Barbara. Cheers, honey. Cheers. And I'm gonna hit this with my heat gun just to get them dry so we can get done. I don't think you could use the panels as coasters, but because we're putting sea glass on top, your drink would not sit on there. But if you just did like a resin, like artwork, like draw on them, paint on them, and then poured resin without the glass, then you could use that as coasters for sure. Put some little things on the back, the little felty things, and you could use them, but not with the sea glass on it. So we'll get these dry. Maybe we'll be able to draw on them now. And here is what the key is for making, keeping the frosted texture or the frosted look of your sea glass, is you cannot put resin on top. So what we're gonna do is line these up, figure out where I want my little drinks, and then I'm gonna do my little drawing around it. I'm gonna write cheers on this one, and then we're going to put a thin coat of resin right on top of our art, and then we're going to carefully place our sea glass on top of the resin. You don't want to pour resin on top of the sea glass, or it will turn, it loses its frost. Does that make sense? All right, so before we get started on this one, I am going to color my martinis, okay? So I think we're gonna have 3 different kinds of martinis. So for one, we're gonna have a lemon drop. So I'm just gonna put a tiny, no, the sea glass just comes like this. I'm just gonna put a tiny drop of yellow on my plate. I don't need but literally 1 droplet. Just a tiny drop, and this is Sun Bright Yellow. And then we're gonna have an Appletini, which is Citron Green. We'll do 1 tiny little drop green. And then we're gonna have a Cosmo, of course, right? Cosmo. This is called Taffeta Pink. Any of these, any colors, green, pink, whatever your martini is, any of the, it doesn't have to be this exact color, okay? So let's go ahead, let's start with yellow. Let me grab a brush. And I'm gonna wet my brush a little. Oops, I wanna make sure I do it right. So what I want to do, and you see on this one, how I didn't bring the paint all the way up because this is supposed to be like the glass. So I don't want to color the entire piece on the back side. I want to leave some uncolored on the rim. Okay, so this is going to be my Cosmo. So I'm just gonna grab, no, this is gonna be my lemon drop. So I'm gonna grab, I'm gonna wet my brush really good. And you want it to be runny and not really opaque. So I'm just gonna get a little water on my brush, and then I'm gonna come here and very carefully hold my little sea glass, and I'm gonna paint just the bottom of the sea glass. See how I did? I left the rim, and we'll leave that. Let's rinse. And our next one is gonna be the Cosmo. So that's gonna be the pink one. So let's turn it, get that yellow off. Got water in my brush. I want it wet. And let's do a tiny bit of, I don't know how to hold it with my big old fingers. Just get a little pink for our Cosmo. We'll leave that to dry. Hang on, I need to put this in my hand. Hang on a second. All right, we'll leave that to dry. And last but not least is our apple teeny. So I'm gonna hold that and just paint that bottom bit of my sea glass. Voila. Now, I'm gonna hit those very gently with my heat gun so that they dry quickly. I'm gonna put my heat gun on low, and let's get that dry. It should dry really fast. Oh, that's a good idea, Dodie. It doesn't matter which side you paint on. I just flipped it over and painted on one side. It doesn't really matter. That pink might need a second coat, because it kind of turned out icky. We'll put a little more on the pink one. Hang on. Let's put a little more paint on the pink. It didn't turn out that great. All right, let's hit it again. I know, Renee. Isn't that awful? I was supposed to be in North Carolina this weekend. Going to the beach instead. Okay, so now that our little martinis are dry, let's see what they look like. Okay, I'm gonna get one of my little canvases, and oh my goodness, look how stinking adorable these are. So these are our little martini glasses. So stinking cute. So here's what I want to do. I also have little bits of sea glass for the bottoms of the glasses too. So here's what I want to do. I'm going to use my graphic pen, and I'm going to outline my glasses, okay? So I'm going to take all these off. I kind of have them lined up how I want them. So on the first one, I'm just going to take my pen, and I'm going to very carefully and slowly, so that I don't make a mess, go around the outside of my it's kind of like outlining my sea glass. All right, so I'm going to make one little mark here, then I'm going to move it because it'll be easier. So I'm going to make dot, 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 and then this will be our little, and we'll do that. And then we're going to come down with our stem. And then this is going to be the bottom of this one. So I'm just going to give it a little bit of a mark and then just repeat. Doesn't have to be perfect. Just want a little outline. All right, so that is going to be our first one. So stinking cute. So this is the bottom of that one. All right, so now let's move on. That's the first one. Let's move on to the Cosmo. It's a little smaller. So let's get that one there, and I'm just gonna go around it a little. Just kind of give myself a little guide. Now I can move it, and we'll fill it out. We'll come around, and this is our little nubbin, our little bottom of our glass for this one. So we'll come down, and I'm gonna do a little under, a little over, and then we'll do some dots. All right, and last but not least, we're gonna go around this one. Is that the right side? Nope, it's this way. All right, now we'll do this one. I'm just gonna trace around it again. Just a little bit of a trace along the top. Bump, bump, bump. Let's give it a stem and put your little bottom down. And if you don't have little pieces for the bottom, just draw it. It doesn't have to have the bottom piece. I just had these, so I thought I'm gonna use them. Dot, dot, and come around, dot, dot. I like adding dot, dots. Have y'all noticed that? So I'm gonna hit this so I don't smear it. I'm gonna hit this real quick with my heat gun just to set that ink. I actually, if you're in the group, I'm gonna post this in the Shattered Circle group. But yeah, what you'll want to do most likely is trace around whatever pieces you find, okay? But I am gonna post this. All right, so now at the top, I'm gonna very carefully write the word cheers. Now y'all know, y'all see I practiced and I haven't, and I didn't really like any of the little cheersies I made, but I'm gonna try it and we're gonna just see what happens, okay? Hopefully it won't be a disaster. And no, it's the graphic marker is what I'm using. I'm gonna just, let's see, right here, do C, H, E, E, R, S, and then we'll do a little. Good enough, not terrible. All right. So at this point, we will resin this before we add our little martinis. So there's our little martinis for this piece. All right. So now we're going to do happy hour. Yes, it would, Barbara. I wish I had that capability, but I don't have that. And I think I'm gonna go ahead and write happy hour on this. No, I think I'm gonna do it like this. I'm gonna do it on the bottom. Okay, so for this one, I have like just a regular little drink, and then I have a wine, and I have another martini. So for this one, this piece of sea glass is already has a little bit of a brown tint. And so I think, and this one has a green tint and this one has a little pink tint. So I'm not gonna paint any of these. So if you have sea glass that has color, you don't need to do the painting on the back of the piece, or yeah, on the back side of the piece. So I'm gonna leave these as are and just trace around. I wanna place them and get them like where I want them. And then I will do the tracing around. So we have 3 different happy hour drinks. We have a martini. We have yeah, whatever. Okay, so that's kind of, I'm trying to figure out if I've got this right. All right, so what I'm gonna do is just I'm gonna work around the outside of my sea glass. All right, so you're gonna just trace around it. Now let's take that off, and I'm just gonna finish it out. We'll do the top. And on this one, we got a stir stick, right? So we're just gonna make a little line coming out of the glass 2 times. Kind of fill it in a little maybe. That one's got a stir stick, all right? So I'm gonna set this over here. So for this one, this is our wine glass. And it's kind of shaped like a nice wine glass. Yeah, but if this was a coaster, you couldn't sit a drink on it because the sea glass is dimensional. If you wanted to just paint this without the glass, you could use it as a coaster. But as with the sea glass on it, you're not gonna be able to put a glass on, as you know. So let's trace around. Dot, dot, dot. Let's take that off real quick. And there's our glass. This is, this is the bottom. So we're just going to give ourselves the bottom and a stem. And then we have martini. Is that the bottom? Our martini glass. So I'm going to trace around. Let me scoop that over just a little. Just trace around. Dot, dot, dot. And then I'm going to take that off to do the top. And I think I did that backwards, but that's okay. We'll do this one. We're gonna go around and around. Make us a little stem. And this one is going to have a stick with a little ball on top. And we're gonna take some green. And, oops, ugh, that is terrible. Hang on, let me get a different green. This is all dried up. We're gonna get some green. This is a good green color. It's called Lush Green. We're gonna get a little green and the tiniest drop of red. And I'm gonna get a paintbrush. I'm just gonna use the end of my paintbrush into the green and put an olive on the stir stick. And I'm gonna use my stylus, my little stylus that I use to trace images. And I'm gonna use it with a tiny bit of red. Hang on. I'm just gonna get a tiny bit of red on my stylus and just dot in the tiniest bit of red right on top of that green. That's so cute. Adorable. Oh God, look, I did it on my tracer. No, I did not mean to do that. Y'all, daggum. Y'all, that is hilarious. That is too stinking funny. Let's don't do that. Let's put it on here. Y'all know where my brain is. That is too dang funny. That is too funny. Scattered and shattered. Oh my God. So dumb sometimes. All right, let's try that again. Now, I can't even with myself. Oh, so now we have to get this dry. I want to make sure I keep my, I want to make sure I keep my stuff right. So that is that, and then there's my whiskey. And I want to get this dry because we need to put resin on that. I swear, I'm already laying in the sun, y'all. Oh, Lord have mercy. That's right, Angela. That is right. So now we're going to write happy hour right on the bottom. And you can see how I was practicing and I got it a little too far left. So we're going to move it over a little and I'm just going to do the best I can. Happy hour. And we'll put some little quotes around that. Not bad, not awful, not great. 'Tis what 'tis. Let's set this. Is that what you thought? Let's go with that. Let's go with that. I did that on purpose. Steve is actually not here. He has gone to fill the car with gas and all those things. Ooh, let's don't smear that. And he'll be here soon. All right, so here are our two backgrounds. And now we're just gonna mix the tiniest amount of resin. All right, we're gonna use our little baby cup and I am going to mix up the smallest amount I can, which is probably 1/4 ounce, which is way too much. All right. We probably aren't even going to use 1/8 ounce of resin on here, but I don't have a way to measure less. Thank you, Catherine. Excuse me. Thank you, Catherine. So if you're going to be mixing up resin for these, I would do like a whole bunch. I used to do like 20 at a time. All right. No, I'm not going to color the glass for the second one because it's already kind of tinted. So I don't know if you can tell on camera, but that one has like a brown hue to it. And this one is kind of pinky and that one is kind of a green color. Actually, yeah. So we're going to just leave that as is. All right. So let me get some gloves on and we're just going to mix up the teeniest bits. Least amount we can. Thank you for the sprinkles. I have not been drinking any red coffee, Sherry, because we are driving tonight. We're driving 6 hours. So, yeah, we don't do that. But I'm just giddy, I think. My brain is like already at the beach. And I'm just like so excited that we're doing this. And because it's just like spontaneous, we literally just booked this trip this afternoon. You could use a syringe. I don't have one, but you could totally do that. And if you have a way to mix smaller quantities, if you're only doing a couple of little magnets or whatever you're going to use these for, little mini art pieces, and you could totally do these on 4x4s. I'm going to Gulf Shores, Alabama. It's not raining in the Gulf. So you could do these on the thick 4x4s and have little shelf sitters for your kitchen, for your little wine area. Super fun. All right, so let me see if I can mix the smallest amount. Let me mark it first. So let's see. A teaspoon. All right. Actually, the teaspoon looks like it's less, so I'm going to do 1/2 teaspoon and a whole teaspoon. I'm going to make those marks because it's a little less that way. and we'll see how it works out. All right, so let's do our hardener very slowly because it's gonna fill up fast because we're just doing such a tiny amount. All right, hardener. Now resin. Gotta watch and be very slow. Don't go crazy. There it is, right there. All right, so that is like 1 teaspoon. I think that's what it says. Teaspoon, yes, 1 full teaspoon. So it's a 1/2 teaspoon and a 1/2 teaspoon. All right, so let's stir. Catherine, I'm stirring. Yeah, let me just tell you some of the things I've made in the past. Yeah, anybody who is in the path of this storm, I hope you guys are staying safe and taking precautions, because I just saw on the interweb earlier this afternoon that tornadoes are spawning off of this tropical storm and tearing up places. So y'all be careful if y'all are out there in the path. All right, Catherine, we need you, girl. Be careful. So I'm going to stir, and while I'm stirring, I'm going to tell you a couple of things that I've done using sea glass before. I have done like little bikinis hanging off a clothesline, because a lot of these shapes are kind of triangular and they make great little bathing suits. You can make birds, you can make Christmas trees, you can make little drinks. You can make, I'm trying to think of things I've done in the past. I actually have a couple on my refrigerator in the studio right now. My favorite are making little drink ones, but also I want you to go on Pinterest and search for sea glass art, and you'll be able to see bunches and bunches. I did make a turtle, birds, turtles, any kind of shape like that, but go to Pinterest and do a little search, and you'll find lots and lots of little ideas. Yeah, I did it was a clothesline, so it was like just a line on each end with a clothesline between them, and then I did like little bikinis hanging off the clothesline. All right. Right? I know, it's terrible. This little storm is just a hanger-oner. It is really slow moving and just tearing things up on the East Coast. Thank you, Catherine. I'm going to give it one more quick stir because I feel like I was not doing my job. All right, so now what I'm going to do, make sure there's no debris. And I'm just going to dump a little bit onto my canvas. And you don't want a bunch, okay? You want enough to cover, and that is it. You don't want it running over the edges of this thing. All right, get a little more. Just pull it to the edge very gently. Now I'm going to take my finger that has the resin on it and go right around that outside edge to make sure it's kind of sealed off. And we'll do the next one. That teaspoon might have been just the right amount. We're going to find out in just a second. Just pull it to the edge. Y'all, I swear, I'm shocked, but the teaspoon that I mixed is literally the perfect amount for 2 of these little 4x4s. Perfect. I thought it was going to be too much. but it ended up being perfect. Spread it out all the way around. Go around your edge, just kind of make sure it's all covered. All right, now I'm gonna take my gloves off. And I'm gonna hit this resin with my heat gun. See some debris in one already. Wouldn't they be cute? All right, let me grab, hang on, let me scoochie this back over and get this fuzz. There's some little fuzz on there. Get off. Come on, man. How'd you get in there in the first place? Hang on, y'all. It's like the finest little hair. I hate those. They're so hard to get off. Stuck down too. Hang on. I'm gonna grab a wipe and see if I can get this booger off. Hang on. I don't want that fuzzy on there. Got it. Got it. Come on. There we go. Now I got resin on me. And now I can get just that last little drop. We're gonna hit it with a heat gun again. After I get this resin off me that I just got on me. All right, let's hit it again. All right. Now, I'm gonna take them one at a time. I'm actually gonna pick them up and put them on my cups so I don't have to move them again. So I've got these little cups, however you wanna set them, upside down or right side up. And I'm gonna do one at a time. And so I'm gonna grab, I wanna make sure I don't have any debris or any resin or moisture on my hands. I'm gonna grab my bourbon. I'm gonna set it right in place. Let me get something I can shift it with a little. There we go. Now our wine glass. And I'm gonna hold on to my cup and shift it a little. And the bottom, I really want to use this piece. Hang on. I may have messed that one up. Let me see. I want to set it up this way. All right, my martini. Well, if you glue it down, then you're gonna get resin on it when you do resin. And then it won't be frosty. Now, our little other piece, shift. And here is our happy hour. I didn't snip any of the sea glass. I just dug through my bin and found pieces that were the right size. So how cute is that one? Stinking adorable. I'm gonna set it up here so y'all can still see it, but it's out of my way so I don't mess it up. I see some bubbles in this one still. So before I do it, put the glass on, I'm gonna hit it with my heat again. Me either, Rhonda. I got such big old fingers, big old hands. It's hard for me to mess with these little baby pieces. All right, so these are the pieces that I painted on the back side. All right, so I'm just gonna carefully drop. Then I'll use my stylus to kind of wiggle it where it needs to be. And we'll do our pink. And I'm gonna hover and drop, shift around. And our apple teeny. That is so stinking cute, y'all. Now let's do the bottoms. And this one. And this one. Oh my gosh, that is so cute. Is that not adorable? Thank you, Margaret, for the stars. Look at that. So, it's happy hour, y'all. Ah. No, but if I hit it with the heat gun now, I think I would have to be more careful because it might shift them around. So that's why I went ahead and popped the bubbles before I added the sea glass. I didn't want to take the chance of them shifting around and then maybe getting resin on the top side. So I got a little bit of debris right here. Get you off. And let's see. I want to make sure I don't have any more boo-boos. That is so stinking cute. What do y'all think? What do you think about that? Do y'all love these? Do y'all want to do more of these magnet-y things in the future? Maybe we can do like some Christmassy ones, because I'm going to tell you right now, these sell like crazy. They're great stocking stuffers. They're great little teacher gifts. They're great little company, like coworker gifts. They're so stinking cute. Sorry, trying to read. Something caught my eye, and then I can't figure out what it was. Okay, so yes, so maybe in the future we'll do a variety of other kinds. So they would be so cute for Christmas. All right, so these are gonna just sit here until I get back from my weekend. But again, I want to remind you, I have a whole bucket of sea glass. So if you sprinkle, share the love. Thank you for the stars, Christine. If you share the love, let your friends know that we're here on Wednesdays at 6 p.m. and invite them to join us. And I'm just gonna grab a handful of that sea glass out of my stash and stuff it in a little zip bag and ship it off to one lucky winner, okay? It is a little miniature canvas. It's called a canvas panel. It's 4 inches by 4 inches, and I'm gonna put magnets on the back, like the stick-on magnets. Oh, Halloween would be fun too. Maybe we'll do some Halloween with some pumpkins, that kind of stuff. All right. So this is, yay, if you have one with a magnet already on the back, that is spectacular. So keep in mind, these are called canvas panels. These are 4 inches by 4 inches. You could also do it on a 4 by 4. Okay, and have it as a shelf sitter. Super fun, cute little gift, all right?